Hey there, and welcome to the Windsor Star's News Cafe. I'm Dylan Kristy, and I'm here with Don McArthur.
Yeah, and man, talk about a story with legs. Kelly Steele's tale of the woman who ran a half marathon, turned it into a full marathon, has gone crazy viral.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of social media sites have picked it up. Obviously, Facebook and Twitter has gone crazy on there. Reddit, a popular online aggregator, it got shared multiple times on there and kind of just
It made the front
ballooned.
page of Reddit?
It made the front page of Reddit, which is a pretty big deal. I think we've only had a handful of other stories, including John Murillo, local favorite, but this actually got more likes than John Murillo, which I didn't think was going to be possible. And with all the shares came a lot of comments, some backlash as well. Some people have reached out saying that they don't think that she should actually have her time qualified. Of course, we're talking about Meredith Fitzmaurice.
Yeah.
She's a 34-year-old. She registered for the half marathon.
Half marathon, Run for Heroes there.
Yeah, she took a wrong turn. She was wearing her headphones, had her bib covered, and she ended up going on to the full marathon course. While she was on it, she realized a little ways in that she's probably on the wrong route. Asked one of the pace setters if she could keep going. They called the course director, the race director.
Yeah.
He said it was fine, that if she finished the race, they would count her time. And so that's what she did. She ended up finishing first for the women. Was it 9th overall?
Yeah.
Eighth or 9th overall.
At the time, like 3 hours and 11 minutes, like a great time.
Yeah, she did a great time, probably because she started off with the half marathon pace. But yeah, she did great, but there is some backlash, like I said, just because there's people who came in second who would have otherwise came in first.
Well, no, exactly. There's a lot of controversy here. We had one guy who says, look, what she did is the equivalent of bowling a strike in bowling, but knocking down the pins in the other lane, right? Which is, it's kind of thing. So the huge controversy, I was a little unaware of it until Kelly Steele, the writer, this is a big subculture, these runners, and they take their running very seriously. And yesterday she started talking about it, that these things are getting out of hand. Some people are outraged, right? And some people are saying that race director Chris Uzinski, he made the right call in awarding this woman the gold medal because she started at the same place as the marathon runners, and she finished at the same place as the other marathon runners, and she did it quicker, that she won. I guess now she's paid the full freight, because a half marathon is cheaper, so she'd only signed up for the half, but she's now paid the full freight. And some people are even saying she was at a disadvantage because she hadn't necessarily carved up and she didn't have the gels and the water, and she wasn't mentally prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Oh, it's a lot tougher. Chris Uzinski actually came in earlier today and talked to Kelly Steele. We have the video online. You can see Kelly's going to write a little blog about this. But he was saying he's reached out. He's talked to, of course, race directors from Toronto, London. He's reached out to the Boston Marathon race director to see what they have to say. And they all got his back. They all said that they would do the same thing. I was actually surprised when I came in today and you told me that there's been this wicked backlash from this story, because looking online, looking at the comments on Reddit, even many of them on our story, they're overwhelmingly positive. So I think you're right when you say that it's this running community, this tight-knit, the runners who, if any, have taken issues with this.
But here's the thing, like the one woman who really got it going on the Facebook page is Kelly Moore. We're going to show you her little comment now. And she recognizes it's a positive story, Kelly Moore does, but she says, look, the woman who's getting ripped off here is Victoria Coleman. She's from London. She signed up for the marathon. She ran the marathon as she's supposed to do, and she got second. Right? But really, I mean, she got first because the other girl was just in the half marathon. And here's what she said, she raced the full marathon and she paid for the full marathon. So in my humble opinion, she is the winner of Sunday's full marathon women's race. She got 15 likes on the post, and then boom, Chris Uzinski, he came in and sort of he defended his position. Some other people, my favorite is Brian Doucette, and he says this: athletes have to have their mental game as well as the physical in order to be successful in their chosen events. And clearly she didn't have, she made a mistake. Mm-hmm. She made a mental mistake during the event, and she was in, and she ended up in another event. Well, her feat is admirable. It's akin to getting a strike in the other person's lane when bowling.
Yeah, for sure. So there's a lot of sides to this, but like I said, overwhelmingly positive.
You don't play 9 holes at Augusta, right? Like, you don't just play, I had the best 9 holes of my life, I'm going to play another 9 for...
That's
she competed
true.
In the wrong event.
No, it's incredible. It's one of those stories, like, how do you accidentally run a full marathon? It's pretty incredible. Of course, she was training for the Detroit Marathon next month, so she was on her way to get there. But no, it's exciting. There is some defense. They're saying that the second place runner in the female division, she was still, I think 2 to 3 minutes behind, so there was still a bit of a gap there. And even with the full marathon, you run out, then in. So this woman in second place would have known that there was someone in front of her, so she would have had the opportunity to kind of put it in gear. So I don't know. There's a lot of defense either way, but crazy story. It's still one of our top stories
For
today.
sure, yeah.
48 hours later, so it's pretty incredible.
And moral of the story is don't wear headphones when you go in a marathon or a half
Wow.
marathon, and make sure you know your directions.
Well, that's it. It's Kelly Steele's biggest pet peeve for racing. She says often people will just kind of be running straight. You're trying to get around them, but they can't hear you, and that would have solved this issue. But Chris Uzinski, for his credit, he said if he were to do it all over again, he would do the exact same thing.
Okay, all right. If you haven't weighed in, weigh in. Check out for that video. Kelly Steele interviewing Chris Uzinski. She's also writing a column on it. Like we said, this story has legs.
That's right.
Okay, man, the Home Depot out by Devonshire Mall, it's an eyesore, okay?
Yeah.
It's become a home for seagulls who are just, they poop all over the place. Really ugly, no retail. That's going to change.
Yeah, for sure. It's actually slated to become part of a $30 million commercial development. That, along with the old, there's a Union Gas headquarters right next door. Rocco Tullio, he owns Rock Developments. He's purchased it. He said there's already 2 major retailers from the United States who are looking to get a foothold here in Canada. Along with that, there's also a major restaurant that they're looking to have in front, have a footprint kind of in the parking lot ahead of Home Depot.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we didn't say who, didn't mention any names,
No.
but Chris Savard, GM of Devonshire Mall, he welcomes the competition, says it's actually great to create this sort of retail cluster there. It brings shoppers in. Related note, the Keg, which is right there, I guess I heard the other day, it's undergoing some really extensive renovations, and it's set to open within the next couple of weeks. So, I mean, that blight right there could be replaced with a pretty vibrant commercial core.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now this, they're hoping to actually start demolition and construction, I think early next year in the spring, and hoping to have room for tenants available, I think 2015 they're looking.
Yeah.
So we got some time, but take note of that. Those seagulls should hopefully be moving away and new tenants moving in.
Okay. A couple neat stories out of Detroit today.
Yeah.
Badagello is working on one. A Detroit City Councilor is having an expert come to council trying to pave the way to have goats and sheep to come in and trim the grass in the city's vacant lots.
Well, yeah, there are vacant lots everywhere. That's not a new issue, but it's costly to send someone out there, maintain it, and it's been done in other cities where you get sheep, goats, llamas. Is that?
Yeah, at Chicago's
alpacas.
Yeah, at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, they have llamas, goats, sheep, burros, and it cost them about $200,000, I think it was. $19,500 on a 2-year contract. Guess they're not unionized, these llamas.
Nope,
2-year
that's right.
contract, and they trim the grass, and they say it works great, no complaints.
Yeah, it would be in selected lots, so it wouldn't be citywide. You wouldn't just be overrun with llamas, but pretty cool idea. They say it's kind of an idea to bring. Right now, Detroit's being forced to be inventive and creative, so it's kind of a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. I know in the county before people have used goats. I think Dr. Tom Bernard way back when, like he had a goat. I used to do stories about this, and of course,
Nice.
whenever you bring in, it depends where you live. Like you couldn't probably do it in Windsor. They won't even let you have chickens in your backyards, let alone goats. But very environment friendly. And one of the worst things for the ozone layer, and all of that is lawnmowers. They belch out.
Oh, yeah.
It's really horrible. I don't have the stats in front of me, but trust me, lawnmowers are bad.
Oh yeah, for sure. Other cool stuff going on in Detroit. You probably heard about this. It all started from a social media campaign back in 2011. But RoboCop will soon have a home, hopefully in downtown Detroit. There was a lot of money raised, and right now they have the mold cast of RoboCop that they unveiled on Tuesday. The Detroit Free Press and Detroit News got a sneak peek at this. We have pictures on our website.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. It's about 10 feet tall, so 3 meters. And they're hoping to have it right downtown Detroit.
Exactly. It's Venus Bronze Works that are putting this thing together. And of course, the 1980s movie, RoboCop, it was
That's
set
right.
like in a futuristic, crime-ridden Detroit, which isn't that far, I guess, from the state of things now. I don't know. We still love Motown.
Yeah.
But RoboCop, coming
Coming to
soon.
clean up the city.
Coming to clean up the city, exactly. Okay, and speaking of good works, okay, tomorrow you're going to see us out on the street. It's Razor Reader Day, okay?
Yeah.
It's we're going to have Eddie Francis, all the mayors, Bomber, Windsor Spitfire guy. You're going to see these little tin cans, and I had some change here, right here. Here, that Razor Reader. We've raised nearly $500,000 in Windsor and Essex County alone over the past dozen years, $20 million across the country for literacy efforts. Every dollar that we raise, okay, here locally, every loony, every toonie, every penny, it stays in Windsor and Essex County, helps kids learn to read.
Yeah, it all supports local literacy programs. It's a national fundraising campaign. It's raised over $20 million. since it became national in 2002. So yeah, look for our volunteers. They'll be at all Tim Hortons across Windsor and Essex County. They'll be in front of the Chrysler Assembly Plant, Windsor Regional Hospital. They'll be throughout downtown. It's a huge event. Don, you're going to be in Bell River.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened. People don't like me very much, but I'm going to be at the Tim Hortons in Bell River, apparently, which is okay. And we'll be in our trademark orange shirts. So dig deep. We'll be in front of the auto plants too. Those guys, they really dig deep. Those men and women there every year, and they're going to work when they're leaving. Sometimes you get 20s, man. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, very generous out there. If you give a donation or if you see us out there, tweet us. I'll be in the office. Unfortunately, I won't be there on the front lines. So I'll be pulling in all these tweets, but you can tweet with the hashtag RAR for Razor Eater and hashtag YQG for Windsor. So tweet us, let us know, take pictures of our volunteers out there and you, and we'll put it on our website.
Okay, this has been WinStarCafe. Thanks for tuning in.